So you were in the ocean. You saw stuff that probably shouldn't be in the ocean as a submarine guy 30, 40 years ago. Then now, obviously, there's a lot of stuff in the ocean. You're a fisherman. You love to go out and fish.
Absolutely.
Above water. You can't fish from a submarine very easily. But as you live in Florida, why is it important for you to reduce chemical runoff?
That's a near and dear issue to my heart. So as a saltwater fisherman, I live right on the water. I live in Daytona Beach. And every year, we get lots of nitrogen that's released from a couple different sources. A lot of it comes from the Mississippi River, goes out into the Gulf of Mexico, makes its way over onto the west coast of Florida. And a lot of it comes from a release of sugarcane farms in and around Lake Okeechobee. What happens is they release large amounts of nitrates into the water from what's run off from farming, and they also have other nutrients in there. But what it ends up doing is it turns the intercoastal waterway, which is either brackish or saltwater, throughout the east coast of Florida. There's places where it actually looks like you're driving in guacamole. It's just awful. It suffocates all the fish, manatees, both turtles, everything gets killed from it. And it's just getting worse and worse every year. It's got so bad that a lot of the fertilizer companies are not allowed to expel products or put it on grass or anything like that within X distance of the intercoastal waterway, for fear that it's going to run off and turn into that guacamole-looking algae that we see every year.
Yep.
So the really neat thing about our product, we spray it on, whether it's on turf grass or whether it's on citrus trees in Florida, doesn't make any difference. The uptake efficiency is almost 100% immediately.
So it's like fire against fire, using fire to fight fire.
Yeah.
So by us putting high nitrate water on the plant, it's going directly in it, where typical nitrogen is not that much nitrate, it's more of everything else that later on converts to nitrate, and it does it downstream instead of right where the plant needs it. So that nitrate that converts into ammonium in the plant and then into amino acids, that process is much faster. It doesn't. So instead of the salt carrying it to the waterways, because there's no salt in it, that's why. Guacamole is wonderful on your burrito, but not in the ocean, right? Not at least the look of it.
Isn't that the truth?
Yep. So, and there's also phosphorus. That's another part of that, and that's why we're working on some of our other projects for figuring out how to get rid of the phosphorus issues. But the nitrate. It influences the health and well-being of the atmosphere, or the waterways, the rivers, the ponds. Everything is affected by it.
You bring up phosphorus. There's so many of the farms in Florida that have been spraying NPK solutions on their farms for years. There's legacy phosphorus that's just sitting there.
Yeah, I was talking to some farmers in the Midwest, and they said that there's over 80 years of phosphorus on their ground. It just happens to be locked up. They can't use it. And then we had some tests done in England and in Pennsylvania the other day that showed we actually were able to get more phosphorus in our crop, even though we didn't add it. So somehow, not just nitrate, but something else we're doing to the plants, making it healthier, and it's actually mining some of that excess phosphorus that if they don't have to put as much phosphorus on it, saves money for the farmer, and it's not going in the water, because the algae bloom is a combination of phosphorus and nitrogen. It's not just nitrogen. If anything, it's more phosphorus than nitrogen.
Everybody thinks of fuel and carbon fuels are the number one polluter in the world. Farming operations are the number one polluter worldwide for our waterways. So
let's just say you, Joe Lewis, are going to look out 50 years from right now. So it's the year's 2076. What do the waterways look like, and what does farming look like from your perspective using our technology?